Hi there, I am Katy Churchill, cam girl, content creator, internet whore. I get naked on the internet for money. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about some awkward sex. Names, dates, places have been changed. Don't want to embarrass anyone too badly. If you recognize yourself in the story, congratulations, we once had sex. And then I went on to talk about it on the internet. But it's okay. I probably think of you fondly, unless I call you a dickweed in the story, in which case, you're a dickweed. So the other day during a cam show, don't worry, we're not getting too sexual with this. This is an awkward sex story on YouTube. Of course we're getting sexual. Anyway, during a cam show, the customer mentioned that he had noticed that I have videos of myself sucking my toes. And he said, and I quote, bless his heart, "I'm surprised that a fat girl can suck her own toes. That's pretty flexible of you." It is quite shocking, because it is very flexible for me, someone who is not flexible at all. Used to be a gymnastics coach, now I can touch my toes and that's about it. He asked me though, why I can suck my toes, if it was something that I learned for cam. And I said, well no, actually, it's because I have a bit of a foot fetish. And he was like, oh, and because you're single, you have to suck your own toes. And I thought about it, and I thought, why did I learn how to suck my own toes? Because, I mean, it's something you kind of have to decide to learn to do, right? And I kind of vaguely remembered learning to do it. And so I sat down with a beer and kind of did the mental memory book thing and realized I learned to suck my own toes because I had a boyfriend who lied to me about having a foot fetish. I say boyfriend, I mean fuck buddy I frequently went to dinner with. You know, he said like, do you have any fetishes? And it was like our first date. And I was like, okay, that's pretty open-minded. And he just like threw it out there. Like, it was one of those things, I was like mid-bite of garlic bread because I don't give a shit what I order on my dates. A mid-bite of garlic bread, and he was like, do you have any fetishes? And I'm pretty sure I like spit the entire mouthful back onto the table. Forever classy. But I said, well, you know, I've got a bit of a foot thing. And he then shared his fetish with me, which I'm not going to share with y'all because it just feels weird. Okay, so I said, you know, I have a bit of a foot thing. And he was like, well, I like to wear women's panties. And I was like, cool. Whatever. I think guys in women's panties is kind of fun. So, you know, whatever. So later that night, yeah, I fuck on the first date, whatever. We go back to his place. We go back to someone's place. There's a bed involved. Don't remember all of the details, okay? Because this was like 10 years ago. Most of the others have been somewhat more recent. But this one was like solidly 10 to 11 years ago. Possibly more than, it's possibly like 12 to 13 years ago. Let's not do the math on it, please. So, he didn't really want to do any foreplay. He just sort of took off his jeans, was wearing panties that were cuter than mine, which kind of annoyed me, I'm going to confess. I don't mind when a guy wears panties, but like, I always kind of like to know before he gets to see me with my clothes off so I can make sure I'm wearing like my best shit so that he doesn't like out panty me, out lingerie me. And his panties were cuter than mine. So I was like a little salty to start with. I just realized that that's kind of a weird thing to be upset by, given that I didn't give a shit that he was wearing women's panties. I was just mad that his were cuter than mine. I had a matching bra though, and he didn't, so point me. Anyway. The things I share with y'all. I mean, I'd say it's TMI, but we're about to talk about TMI. So he didn't really want to do any like foreplay stuff, and I was like, well, that's a bummer, because you said you were into feet, so, you know, whatever. So I was at the end of the bed, like kind of bum sort of off the end, lying on my back, and this is one of my favorite foot girl positions, because they can, you know, be in there and you can put your feet in their face. But he kind of like had like my legs kind of on either side and he was holding them, and I was like, I dislike this. I want you to suck my toes. Because, you know, at dinner he said like, oh yeah, I like feet too. So I was like, yes. And you know, if a guy tells me he likes feet, I expect some foot action, okay? Plus, you know, we did some panty stuff with him, so I was like, tradesies. You know, it's a quid pro quo thing. You get a little of yours, I get a little of mine. We do a little, everybody's happy. So anyway, he was holding my legs, and I was like, whatever. I don't really like it when people hold my legs like that up in the air. I don't know why, but it's not a thing I enjoy. So he was kind of holding my legs like up over his shoulders, whatever, it was fine. And then he let them go and he put his hands on his hips. It was very odd. But so I just kind of like took my foot off his shoulder and put my big toe in his mouth. Y'all, you would have thought I shot the man. He like dove sideways and was like lying next to the bed, and he goes, "What the fuck was that for?" So I leaned over the side of the bed and like pushed my face over, because he was literally like lying along the side of the bed. Okay, like he was fucking hiding from a burglar. And I kind of peeked over and was like, "You said you liked foot stuff." And he said, "I like having my feet sucked. I'm not gonna suck your feet." So I ran my eyeballs down along his body and looked at his feet. We're talking hairy toes. We're talking like visible dirt. We're talking scraggly toenails. Yellow toenails. So I scrolled my eyeballs right back to his face and said, when did you last get a pedicure?" And he goes, "I like having a girlfriend to do it for me." No. You pay someone to touch your ugly ass feet and make them passable, and then if you are really good in bed and make me laugh and are adorable and into the same sports as I am, I will consider touching my tongue to your feet. But I am not going down to shave those hairy toes. I am not going to shave off your fucking calloused heels. And I am not going to clip toenails that look like they belong on an elephant. There is no man in the world I would do that for. So yeah, he kind of like was lying down there, and you know, Mr. Happy was pretty sad. And yeah. That was that. We sort of sat there quietly and awkwardly for a while. He said, you know, I need to recover a little bit. And I was like, I need to bleach my eyeballs from looking at your feet. And yeah, we never finished the event. I don't think we ever saw each other again. So yeah, that was that. I stuck my big toe in his mouth mid-fuck. He was traumatized, told me he wanted me to give him a pedicure. I was traumatized, and nobody was happy. Nobody was happy, and nobody came. Such is life. You have to, I was gonna say kiss some frogs to meet a prince, but A, don't kiss frogs. Frogs can't consent to that kind of behavior. And honestly, if someone turned the dude into a frog, like, he probably did something pretty fucking stupid to deserve it. So I'm not sure turning into a prince is a solution. Even if it was Prince William or Prince Harry. They're very cute, but I feel like their family might be just a bit much. A bit much. I mean, congrats, Meghan Markle. You just know the BNP's freaking out. Why am I talking about racial politics in Britain? I don't know. I think it's time for this video to end. Anyway, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever stuck your toe in someone's mouth during sex. When you say it that way, it sounds incredibly stupid, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. I say that a lot in these videos, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. That's all. I'm gonna do my awkward, terrible sign-off because I haven't thought of a new one yet. If you have a better one than this for me, that would be great, because this is just awkward. But I feel like I need to do it. It's turned into a thing, and mwah!